A very good morning to all of you. Economy and sustainability are prominent aspects of the contemporary world, which hold great importance. Hardships faced by the people, development, practical solutions, historical influence, aftermath, and the overall economic structure are a few on which we need to ponder upon. Therefore, today, students from the Social Science Department will try to convey the significance of sustainability with their wondrous work and performances. Let's see how our economy works. Creativity is a natural extension of our enthusiasm, which is the perfect tool to manifest knowledge. So, the students of class 6th, 7th, and 8th have reflected their well articulated work in an artistic way. Let's see to their creativity. To revamp our knowledge more about the various economic activities, we would now like to present you a video about the minute Kalpattu village. At the end of the video, a beautiful demonstration of making artificial flowers will also be shown.
Greetings everyone. Today let us learn all about Kalpattu village. So let's get started. Kalpattu is a small village in the state of Tamil Nadu. Since there are many low hills in this area, paddy is one of the main crops in this village. Besides agriculture, there are a few more occupations that people have in this village, like traders and shopkeepers, blacksmith and nurses. People also like to make pots, pans, and other utensils. Another occupation is making artificial flowers. People create lots of beautiful flowers and sell them in the market to earn money. There are various ways in how people make artificial flowers. Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how people make artificial flowers in Kalpattu village. The material required is an A4 size sheet, sellotape, straw, a pair of scissors. First, fold the sheet 3 times. Cut the stripes at the closed part of the paper and unfold it. Turn the sheet over and start wrapping it around a straw. After wrapping it, attach the straw and flower with a tape. And our artificial flower is done. Thank you and have a nice day. By Bhavika Sira of class 7th B.
Now, let me take you to the Velu village in Maharashtra, where people are an exemplary of determination who overcame water scarcity and showcased their creativity through sustainable development.
This is Velu village, located in Maharashtra, with lush green farms flourishing with crops, and this is the cause of joy for all the villagers. This village sets an example of creative and sustainable economy.
10 years ago, this same village was like a barren land with no food and no water. Do you want to know what changed the destiny of this village?
10 years back, village panchayat.
Sarpanch ji, there is no water at all. There is a huge loss of lives. The youngsters are leaving this village in the search of jobs. How will we old age people will survive? Please help us. Please save us.
And what about our children, Sarpanji? They are dying because of malnutrition. They don't have proper food to eat and proper water to drink. Please do something, Sarpanji, please.
I understand your problem, my brother and sister. But all of you are aware of drought condition in our village. Even government has given up. Only God can save us now. But for your satisfaction, I will talk to district magistrate. Hope they would help us. Oh, look, a new visitor is approaching.
Visitor representative from Jal Foundation visits the Velu village.
Namaste Sarpanch ji. I am Bharti from Jal Foundation and I am here to solve your water shortage issue.
But madam, how? Our village is a drone-prone village and we are facing this issue from past 10 years. Many people tried, but none of them is able to solve our issue.
Your village is situated in hilly area, so we will divert the surface water to a storage tank by creating counter trenches, and then it will go to farm pond and it will give you sufficient amount of water for your work.
All villagers poured their heart and soul into the work. They received support from Jal Foundation. They created a water storage capacity of 8,261 crore liters in just 45 days.
Thank you so much, madam, for your support. Without you, it was impossible to manage this problem. We are very grateful to have you.
My term, I have never seen my villagers so happy. Not only agricultural work, all the villagers are exploring their creative sides like basket weaving, poetry, bangle making, etc. And also, they are working for many startup companies. My village has set an example of creative and sustainable economy.
The COVID 19 pandemic has tormented the economy substantially, but revamping it can be done in a lot many ways. Therefore, here we present you a detailed video about the aftermath of the COVID pandemic and how one can emerge out of it.
How we can rebuild the creative and cultural industries in the aftermath of the COVID 19 pandemic. The COVID 19 pandemic was indeed like a black swan event for the world's economy. We saw many successful businesses and startups being closed down. But what can be done to rebuild the creative and cultural industries? Here is how we can rebuild the creative and cultural industries in the aftermath of the COVID 19 pandemic. In the quarantine last year, the profits of Zoom doubled over the year, taking their profits to $186 million. At the same time, other video conferencing apps like Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, and Cisco WebEx also made huge profits. The next is streaming. Netflix is the only name that comes to our minds whenever it is about streaming. Over 25 million new subscriptions were added to Netflix in the first half of 2020, that is the beginning of the quarantine. Other apps like Disney Hotstar, Amazon Prime also saw a significant rise in their subscriptions last year. Online gaming became the third platform in rebuilding the creative economy. This turned out to be an enormous money making machine with around $180 billion revenue the previous year. At its peak, PUBG Mobile had an estimated 34 million Indians playing daily. Indians alone were responsible for downloading the Battle Royale genre title a whopping 175 million times. What else can be done to rebuild the economy? Online startups can help in bringing out that creativeness. Startups that are related to the production of handicrafts, Indian art inspired souvenirs, handbags designs, bed sheets, and Indo Bohemian style online clothing stores can be. Another very common startup is online classes. Online fitness classes by gym experts and yoga experts have grown all across the globe. Yoga and fitness gurus are earning a handsome salaries through this method. Fitness apps are like a cherry on the top. Many of the fitness apps available in the market are in link with existing YouTube fitness channels that offer celebrity fitness expert advice, diet charts, and online appointment with dietitians. This field is also creating many jobs to overcome unemployment in the pandemic time where many are jobless. Online coding classes is also a good startup which is also contributing to eliminate unemployment. Many people have started to work from their homes in this time. For instance, the cake and confectionery business is thriving in the market. Every 20 households can be seen indulged in it. Many people have started to make handicrafts at home, and some are recycling old flower pots, broken plastic materials, broken glass into wonders. Not this much. People have started to give online classes about these small scale businesses, and it has become one of the major sources of income in many households. Most importantly, women are indulged in these.
A medley of ingenuity and sustainability is a monumental aspect for an ideal development, and there are multitudinous ways to achieve that, which has been beautifully shown in these four videos through elaborate representations. It's splendid how people from different parts of the country revamped their livelihood with improvisation of creativity. Therefore, we can conclude that creativity and sustainability are inextricably linked and change is important for modernization. Thank you.
Disaster is a sudden calamitous event that seriously disrupts the functioning of a community or society, but management and measures can help to a great extent. Let's explore some creative ways. Disaster management. A disaster is a sudden event whose timings are unexpected and whose consequences are seriously destructive. Natural hazards cause severe economic losses worldwide. Over the last 20 years, the global financial damages due to natural hazards are over 2,440 billion USD. About 74% of these natural hazards were related to water. Floods and storms accounted for 69% of the financial damages, exposing over 3 billion people and causing 166,000 deaths globally. Between 2000 and 2020, South Asia alone experienced 11% of the world's natural disasters and 12% of floods and droughts, exposing over 700 million people and 190 million hectares of agricultural land. In India, floods and droughts accounted for 51% of all natural hazards and 76% of the damages caused in India between 2000 and 2020. Other natural hazards, earthquakes, landslides, wildfires, storms, and high temperature and rainfall events, affect several regions. However, a lack of reliable information on the impacts of the natural disasters on economic growth and human development. A national disaster risk index mapping hazards and vulnerabilities across 640 districts puts Maharashtra at the top of the chart, followed by West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, and Madhya Pradesh, while Delhi is most at risk among union territories. Disaster management cycle. The disaster management cycle illustrates the ongoing process by which the government plans for and reduce the impact of disasters. Hazard. Hazard is a dangerous situation that poses a threat to human life. It has fewer consequences than a disaster. Disaster. A disaster is an event that completely causes damage to human life and property. It has more consequences. Now, the question that arises here is that how does disaster affect the economy? The answer to this question is that evidence has shown that natural disasters have severe short and long run impacts on economic growth, development, and poverty reduction. Central Highland and Northwest are the most vulnerable regions. In addition to the loss of lives and major destruction of economic and social infrastructure, natural disasters set back poverty reduction programs and cause diversion of government funds to pay for reconstruction and recovery efforts. Now, what are some safety measures that can be taken during a disaster? First, stay informed. Second, tune in to local authorities for information about evacuation and safety tips. Third, have an evacuation plan. Fourth, keep emergency kits on hand. Fifth, avoid unnecessary risks. Sixth, go to the safest area in your home. Now let us have a look at the disaster risk management framework. There are 5 pillars to it. The first pillar is risk identification, which includes risk assessments and risk communication. The second pillar is risk reduction, that consists of structural and non-structural measures. Examples are infrastructure, land use planning, policies, and regulation. The third pillar is preparedness, early warning systems, support of emergency measures, contingency planning, etc. The pillar 4 is financial protection, assessing and reducing contingent liabilities, budget appropriation and execution, ex ante and ex post financing instruments. Residential reconstruction, resident recovery and reconstruction policies, designs of institutional structures. So, these were the ways to disaster management: mitigation strategies, long term risk assessment and reduction, monitoring and forecasting can help to a great extent. Thank you.